Greetings, YouTube. This is Dave, Retro Forward, and I felt like talking to you today about just some of my favorite Super Nintendo games and ones that are specifically not going to be on the Super Nintendo Classic Edition or the Super Nintendo Mini. Why? Well, one of them I can understand out of this list, but the other ones are all great and they should all be included. This lighting's kind of shitty. I apologize. Here we go. That's a bit better. So I'm not going to really just, go into too much depth here. This is just completely just 10 games that I love that I would have loved to see on the Super Nintendo Mini. Starting things off, if the system's coming with two controllers, you should have some two-player games. And first one being a classic for a lot of people is Zombies Ate My Neighbors. And I know a lot of people have already said, why is this not on there already? It should be. It is a great, fun game, and especially with two players. I mean, that's pretty much the only way I remember playing this game is with two people. I mean, I played it since alone, and I can definitely say it's way better with a friend. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Let me know what you think in the comments about any one of these games that I'm going to talk about. Next up, another game, again, focusing on multiplayer. And the Super Nintendo had a lot of great two-player games for it. And personally, one of my all-time favorite games in the series, and a good comeback after the last one. It's Super Double Dragon or Double Dragon 4, but I guess it's not I don't know. Super Double Dragon, great game. Probably one of the best for the series. I would say maybe 2 is ranked a little higher than this one, but then this one right after, and 3 is terrible. Yeah. Anyway, Super Double Dragon, great game. It should have been on the system. Another one that was a launch title for the Super Nintendo that should be on it is Pilot Wings. This game is great, and I hate flight simulator games, and this was probably one of the few exceptions that I can say that actually piqued my interest. Now, for those of you who love, flight simulators, good on you. It's not my thing, just my opinion, but this was a good, fun time, and actually something that I enjoyed playing with friends. We would take turns seeing how badly we would do at the parachuting or the jetpack, Pilot Wings. Great game. It should be on the Super Nintendo Classic. All right. One that is clearly not on the system for licensing reasons is Aladdin. I love Disney's Aladdin. It's a great game, and probably one of the best Disney games for the Super Nintendo. Around this time, I found a lot of the Disney games were not living up to the expectation of the ones from the NES era. At least that was my opinion. I think those were the best games for Disney were on the NES. But Aladdin is a classic, and everybody should play Aladdin. That's just my opinion. All right, now getting into some more, I wouldn't say obscure, but ones that, are great games, and obviously for one reason or the other are going to get overlooked. Starting up with my favorite game, one of my all-time favorite games, Paperboy 2. I love Paperboy. I love Paperboy 2. And any system that has Paperboy should have Paperboy on it, because I will play that game to death. And Paperboy 2, I mean, you're throwing newspapers and you're riding a bicycle. What's to go wrong? All right. Next up. This is, by the way, in no particular order. I'm not playing favorites here. It's just how I'm picking them up. All right, another one that is a great game, and you know what? I'll show you some shoot 'em ups. First one being UN Squadron, a game that I played as a kid. I sucked at it then. I suck at it now, and maybe someday I won't suck at it, but it is a lot of fun. Really cool art style, great graphics, and it's a shoot 'em up with like RPG like mechanics where you can upgrade your ships, and there's like you can choose what mission to go to. It is a great game, and you should find it and play it, and it should be on the Super Nintendo Classic if you ask me. That is my opinion. Next shooter, Super R-Type. I love this game. I remember renting it all the time as a kid, and I still love this game now. It's by far not the most perfect shooter looking back, but for me, this just is a lot of nostalgia and a lot of fun, and I've always loved the R-Type series, and I will always love the R-Type series, and I'm a sucker for it, so I will buy it every time. R-Type. Super R-Type. Alright, winding down, we have only a few more here to go through. Like I said, this is going to be a short video. Let me know what games you want to see on the Super Nintendo Classic Edition that should have been there. Oh, by the way, I've guaranteed mine. Have you? Let me know in the comments below. And you can also tell me to fuck off if you don't like it. Alright, one of my all-time favorite beat-em-ups on the Super Nintendo, sorry, camera, is Batman Returns. Yeah, this is a great beat-em-up, a lot of fun. Just probably some of the best animation. Yeah, I guess you could say it's animation. Character's animated when you move them, right? Anyway, it's just a great beat 'em up. It plays well. You feel like a badass. It's probably still, in my opinion, one of the very, very best Batman games. The Arkham games, this, and Batman on the NES are my favorites. Let me know what your favorites are. Alright. Probably my favorite version of the game Battletoads. This guy here, oh, sorry, can't focus. Can you see? Battletoads in Battle Maniacs. Yeah. This game, again, another reason it should be on it. It's got 2-player, and Battletoads is hard as fuck. So if you're going to get value out of your purchase, get Battletoads. It's kind of surprising and sad that we will not see that game. Oh well, I move on. Alright, and then I think this is probably like nostalgia for a lot of people. And one of the few games on the Super Nintendo that actually had a colorful cartridge, Maximum Carnage. I love this game, and even though it has the Rainbow of Doom, it is a great game for beat 'em up for its time, and it's based on the comic Maximum Carnage, and at that time that was a big deal. There was so much hype around that, and hey, I was so happy to play something that felt like it was coming straight out of the comics. And regardless of what people say about LJN, this is a great LJN game worth owning on Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis, and it should have been on the Super Nintendo Classic Edition. Alright, and the last one, kind of like my honorable, or yeah, it's an honorable mention. And it's surprising that Nintendo has not come back to this series since, especially with systems like the DS or the Wii U or the, you know, even the Nintendo Switch now. And that's Mario Paint. The only Mario game that they basically did not put on the Super Nintendo Classic Edition, if you don't count the Super Mario All-Stars. But I don't, because in my opinion, it's better to play those games on the NES. But Mario Paint is a great game, and it would have been such a cool idea if they upgraded it with a mouse that was wireless, and you could play Mario Paint on your widescreen HD TV. That would have been so sweet. This is my honorable mention, and something that should have been included or thought about for the Super Nintendo Classic Edition. There you have it, people. That's my rant. Games that I love. Whether you think they should be on the system or not, I just think they're great games on the Super Nintendo, and you should love it, and you should tell me what you love about the Super Nintendo. I love hearing from you guys in the comments below. Thank you for anyone who watched this video, and please like and subscribe if you want to see more. I always do random live streams like this, and sometimes I actually post videos of random pickups and other things, and sometimes I do live plays. But now I'm rambling on. This is Dave, this is Retro Forward. Thank you for watching. Find me on Twitter at retro_forward. Take care and good night.